DJ from Nottingham. I would describe my style as fun, I love a bootleg, very garage heavy, generally good vibes. If you want to have a dance or boogie, I feel like a Rosie Vacci set's for you. What inspired me to start DJing? I feel like I've always really loved music. That's a cliche everyone does, like, oh, I love music, but I did. And I originally wanted to be a radio presenter. I was doing that at a station in London, and then COVID happened, which is like it's everyone's evil villain story. I couldn't do radio anymore, so I thought, oh, order some decks online, like really not great ones, have a little practice, and it's just something to do. So days and days into that, I got more and more delulu, and I thought, oh, I can upload it on SoundCloud. I did, like 40 people listened to it, and I was like, maybe I can like do this. So I started posting more and more, and then eventually someone messaged me like, do you want to do a night? And I was like, sure. And it kind of went on from there. Gosh, I couldn't even tell you what they were called. It was a Serato set that had like beat pads on them, but they were not good. I didn't know the concept of DJing, so I basically taught myself. So in terms of like, this is the jog wheel, you know, this is the EQs, no idea. I was just turning knobs, spinning wheels. It was an absolute calamity, but I think it helped because I was just doing it to have a good time without an end point. I was just enjoying myself. I would definitely say to people, if you can, like get down to Swing Dash or Pirate and like practice on like big CDJs. I think that going from a controller to going to CDJs is completely different. And beyond that, I would definitely emphasise learning how to fundamentally DJ in terms of using the EQs and like not necessarily always relying on like looking, I can't remember what's even called, sometimes you can see like the waveform going across, like the screens, but also the effects, because I've been done dirty a few times. Like you turn up, I went to one gig, I think it was in London, had these, I've not even seen these DJs before, rather than having a waveform, these massive blocks that were like counting down, you couldn't see the beats. When I was listening to everything, I was literally on stage thinking, this is so messed up, I don't know what I'm doing. I was looking at the screen like, the screen's not helping me. The effects are all like really random ones. Awful. So yeah, I'd definitely say just get to grips with the EQs so that if push comes to shove, you can just like take the bass out, wheel out, take the song out without having to, yeah, overly mess it up. I feel like growing up in Nottingham, well when I was, lots of bassline nights, like was kind of a sound of the city, and I feel like it's really crazy, but Goose Fair on the rise, they're always playing like mental music. Really, like sometimes you play drum and bass, they play like tons of garage, but like really old garage. And I started to feel like, I don't know, that influenced me quite a lot, because it's like the best time of year for me. It's getting like the waltzes and being like, scream and go faster, doof, doof, doof. So strangely, I think Goose Fair and I guess the impact of bassline in the city inspired me to kind of go into dance genres.
Trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak.
Right now, definitely like Saturday record events and Girls and Knots events, which is probably biased because I do play a lot of Girls and Knots events, but I think definitely like that whole group of DJs that have like come up in the past few years was really influential for me, especially when I was starting. Still am still.
Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, that's so serious. Got me thinking just too much. I wanna shut it out.
I feel like definitely still feel like I'm like year 7 or year 8 when it comes to DJing. Like I'm able, you know, to like have a good time. I feel like I can play a decent set, but in terms of like scope of where I want to go, I definitely feel like, gosh, I look at people like Aura from Knots and think that's probably what I'd like to be next. You know, she does like sets across the country, confident, bubbly, and just lights the room up. I feel that's what I want to be. I feel like I've been quite lucky because predominantly like my journey has been Nottingham, and I feel like we've got a really nice bubble of people, and it is in many respects quite female heavy, out with Girls and Knots and stuff. We've got a good group of female DJs that you can talk to, that are supportive, and so when I go into a room to do a set, I normally have people there that are backing me, and I feel like I'm in a safe space. Not really experienced a situation where I felt like being a woman to help me back, but I have sometimes felt slightly mansplained to. But I think that just happens in any environment, unfortunately, that you come into. It's never been that bad. I've just been like, all right, mate, cheers. So I would definitely say Conductor is a massive icon of mine, because he was one of the first people I listened to that was playing like the new KG sound. So Q Records, sort of everyone under that. Obviously Girls Don't Stink, because got support girlies, feel like they're massive icons, and like every time I see them do a set I just think the energy they bring to it, I like that they take up space, like they're not all timid like, oh gosh, we're girls on stage, we're just like sort of sitting on the eye contact. They like take up the room and they put on such a performance, so definitely them. I love a DJ called Daffy. I like play a lot of his stuff. It's proper sort of, he takes like really old school like 90s tunes, like hip hop, and then makes them into garage, and it's like I'm obsessed with that. So I'd say, yeah, that concoction of people.
Is this one thing you did?
For International Women's Day in 2022, I think Ebby and Nell did an event, like an all-female lineup, and they asked me to come and be part of it, and it's the first time I actually met Abby, and she was like a massive ray of sunshine. Got on great, Nell was there too, and then after that they were doing more and more events across the city, and I think they're very big on like uplifting other women in the industry. So they'll regularly like have people as residents, and they put on a show, they're regularly sharing it with like other female DJs and Knots. And yeah, I guess we've grown a personal but also professional relationship where it's kind of naturally become a group, I guess. I mean, it's hard for me to say because Gyals and Knots is Abby and Nell. I just sometimes play with them, and I do feel part of the group, but I'm very much like Michelle, and they're like Kelly and Beyonce. My advice would be, back yourself, like 100%. Confidence is key. I think the best advice I ever got is like DJing is you're playing songs that you like for the people to dance to. So just don't feel like you're not good enough to be in a space or talk yourself out of it. Focus on what you want to do and trust yourself, because once you get up there, people are looking at you, but people often aren't looking at you to tear you apart. They're looking at you to dance and to have a good time. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Like, you're not in ER performing the surgery, you'll just play some tunes. So just try and relax, and even if people around you you think are trying to like, put you down, just focus on yourself, I'd say.